won't back down.
As always, at this time, it is time for Wayne's World. My brother Lil Wayne joins me right now. We're going to talk AFC Championship game. We're going to talk NFC Championship game. We're going to talk about whether his Green Bay Packers have a shot of winning next year's Super Bowl. Good morning, young man. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, especially now that you're joining me. Okay. I need you to walk me back through what we went back and forth with last night, because you were there in San Francisco last Saturday night. You watched your Packers ultimately somehow lose to the 49ers. But as you told me last night, it was one of your most memorable and painful nights of your sports watching life, because as you watched, you were joined by Steve Young. Am I right? To watch the game?
Yes, I was. Yes, his suite was literally right next to mine.
How did that happen? What? Oh, he just came across from his suite to your suite.
Yeah, it was literally next door. And the way their suites are set up, you can. There's like there's like a small separator, divider between the suites. So he was basically right in we were basically in each other's suite just by being. That's the way it's set up. So he walked over to my suite. And I was watching the game, and my little brother Twist tapped me on the shoulder and was like, Steve Young wanted to say what's up to you. So when I looked back at Steve was like, no, man. He was like, no, you're a laser focus right now. He was like, I did not want him to bother you right now. He was like, you're a laser focus. So I got up, of course, and I went and hollered at him. The first thing he asked me was, how did you become a fan of the Green Bay Packers? And when I told him, this was the greatest thing. This how you know a savant. I was like, well, they won the Super Bowl. I mean, they won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. He was like 95, 96. I was like, yeah, exactly. And he was like, well, I'm not. He was like, I'm not Brett, but I'm close. I was like, what? I was like, he's not close. Stop playing.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So did he sit with you then to watch the rest of the game?
Nah, he chilled. He actually brought Charles Haley and Ricky Waters in there with him. Charles Haley picked me up. He picked me up.
Literally picked you off the ground.
He literally picked me up. Charles Haley made me feel like a little nephew. When your uncle pick you up and throw you in the
Yeah.
So, and also I got to meet Steve's competitive daughters. They're awesome.
Good for you. Okay, so the problem is the vibe's off here, because they're all going to be rooting for their old team, the 49ers, and you're rooting your guts out for the Packers, right? So was that not irritating or annoying to you to have to be around 49er greatness?
No, because first of all, Steve is one of those guys that he's going to lighten the room regardless. So he already walked in there with, just totally packered out. He was already like, when I turned around to talk to him, he was watching the game while I was talking to him. He said, look, as soon as you turn back around, I bet you they score. When I turned around, it was a touchdown to Kraft. I think it was either a touchdown or a 2-point conversion. And he was like, see what I mean? He was like, look at this guy, man. He's like, come on, man, we're taking you for a ride. And I think it was his wife was with him, and she was like, no, come on, we're serious. We're taking you for a ride. Like, we getting you out of here. Steve, they cool, is what I'm saying. It was no, it was no 49 and stuff like, they just absolutely. But then when we was watching the game again, he would come run over. While he was in his own suite, he would come run over when the 49ers do something great and come mess with me.
Okay. Like trash talk you a little bit.
Yeah. Just like, you see that, right? You see that. But he actually had a few Packer fans in his suite.
Oh, did he? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So take me back through your emotions, because obviously your team came to my team and just ran us out of the building. It was 27-0. Near halftime. It felt like to me, as I watched your team at 49ers, that you had a chance to do to the 49ers what you did to the Cowboys, because the first 3 possessions, you just go whoosh, 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 and you just couldn't cash. You couldn't capitalize on 3 straight great opportunities when you took the ball right down the field. So was that tearing you apart?
I cried, Skip. No more, no less. I cried, and I straight up. I was like, man,
you actually cried.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I actually cried. Yeah, definitely. And I think, I think it was set up to, say proper goodbyes to Steve and Charles and whoever else was. But they also they saw the look on my face, and they respected it. And I got up out of there. The ladies that was helping us in the suite, which were very nice ladies, shout out to them. Even they respected it. She was like, I want to ask you for a picture. But she was like, but I totally understand. And so we got up out of there, and it took me a few days to get over that, because we was right there, man.
Sounded like it. You were right there. So what was the difference in the end in the game? What happened? Like, now that you've had some time to sleep it off a little bit, what was their edge? Like, was it Brock Purdy finally getting a hold of it at the end of the game? What was the difference? How did they pull it out?
The defense, the 49ers defense, plain and simple. 49ers defense was the difference. Some people say it was Brock drive. No, Brock was awesome. That last drive to get them down, that was amazing. It was kind of that. It was like that Montana drive. Yeah. It was kind of But then, of course, and then you can also blame Jordan, and you could say it was throwing across his body, throwing across the field. But you still have to make the interception, because we missed so many interceptions that we could have had. So with that said, you still have to pick the ball off, and they did. He threw the ball to like 3 49ers at that time. And so at least one of them caught it, and it was gone. It was downhill from there. And like I said, I give all the credit to their defense. And again, Brock Purdy's a beast, the way he drove him down there, but I give the credit to their defense, man.
Okay. All right. So I warned you last night. We talked about it yesterday on the show. I saw a little note on ESPN.com that an NFL executive had predicted that next year the Packers will win
I saw
Super Bowl. So the point is it premature pressure? I mean, are you down with it? Are you good with it? Did it give you hope and hype, or how do you feel about that prediction?
All they gave me was a grin. A grin, like a grin. That's nice. Okay. That's nice. That's a nice prediction. I love it. But, I didn't hear that from Jordan, a coach, nobody from off the squad, and even if, that's not saying that's not the goal. I believe that's all the teams go. But, that, obviously that's premature for any team to feel that. It's still premature to say any of the teams that's left in the tournament right in the playoffs now is going to win the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I got to tell you, I told you before, I like your team's chances next year a lot more than I like my team's chances next year. And it's hard not to root for your team. In fact, I almost thought about jumping on your bandwagon.
I heard that.
Because Jordan is young, and all those receivers are even younger. And
that whole team
is just a piece or two away. It's just young, and hot, and coming. They're on the doorstep. It all feels like on the verge, and you still have a fairly young head coach who's battle tested, who's been there.
Nah, he is.
Yeah.
I saw him on. I saw a clip of they were showing Coach Kyle. They were showing Kyle on the sidelines of that Falcons Super Bowl with the Patriots. Then all of a sudden they show Coach Matt. I didn't know he was on that. He was on that squad.
He was there. Well,
he's battle tested. I said that to say yes. He's very battle tested. Yeah,
he's got some scar tissue in a good way.
Yeah.
So
in a good way.
All right. So speaking of Coach Kyle, you know him well. He actually named his son after you, Carter.
Shout out Carter.
Gut feeling on Lions at Niners. I don't think it's going to be close, but I know you. I assume you're now rooting for Kyle and company to go on, right?
Of course, and that's my big bro Trent. That's when he not
Trent.
in his off.
That's a good.
Yeah, in his off season, that's my security. I'm just joking. Yeah. I'm joking, but
he could.
I'm definitely rocking. I'm rocking with the 49ers. I'm rocking with the 49ers. I do think it will be. I think it will be close, Skip. I don't think it'll be a blowout like
Do
that.
you?
But
Okay.
when I say close, though, I mean at least within two touchdowns. Meaning it can still be a 14. It can still be. They can still win by 2 touchdowns to me, and that's still close.
Okay. All right. It's a 7.5 point spread, but how much do you dislike your division rival from Detroit? Is there a natural animosity there?
It's not. It's not too much natural animosity there because of Barry Sanders. I was too much of a Barry Sanders fan, and I would always love the way he would score and just give the football straight to the referee. I was too much of a Barry fan for that. So I think for me, it's Chicago and Minnesota.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean you don't like them?
Because as far as rivals, Brett left and went to Minnesota, and for me, the number one rival to me is Chicago. Now, in the NFC Championship game, though, in the NFC Championship, it's the 49ers. That's our rival. We got to get past. We got to beat that bully up someday.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did in your one long ago Super Bowl with Aaron.
Long ago.
Chicago at Chicago. It was a long ago.
Yeah, we did.
14 years.
It was long ago.
I mean, you had to go through Soldier Field to get there.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
You got a little bit of a break because Jay Cutler got whatever happened to him. He banged up his knee, sort of sprained knee, and wound up on the bicycle in the second half. And you got to beat the immortal Caleb Haney in the second half. Aaron didn't play very well, but you survived. And you got to go to Jerry World and win a Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the other game. Even though the NFC Championship game is on Fox, the bigger star power game is obviously Patrick at Lamar.
Yes.
Which way are you going in that game?
Remember, I told you originally my Super Bowl pick was Packers versus the Chiefs, and I told you if we lose, which we did, then I was going Ravens and 49ers. I think I'm standing on that. Ravens 49ers.
Okay. So why do you think Baltimore will beat Kansas City in Baltimore?
Same situation that we got beat in San Francisco. Defense.
Ravens defense slightly better.
Ravens defense, and also one word and one word only, which I think the Chiefs fans will say the same thing about their team. My word is Lamar. And I think their word will be, and I think that defense and Lamar. And I think their word obviously would be Patrick.
It would definitely be Patrick. Although,
yes,
Wayne,
it would.
I think people overlook the fact that the number 2 scoring defense in all the land belonged to the Kansas City Chiefs. So you have number 1 in points allowed is Baltimore. Number 2 in points allowed is Spags' unit in Kansas City. I don't think you can overlook the fact that they will make it tough on Lamar because they make it tough on everybody they play.
Everybody. You can't overlook Spags' defense, period, especially recently. All them obligatory cutaways they've been showing of Miss Tay. Now they've been showing them of Spags.
Yeah.
That mean the defense doing their thing.
No, that's a good point. That's deep. That's smart. Yeah. All right. So what would it mean to Lamar's legacy to get through Patrick in an AFC Championship game? How much would it validate him as a 2-time MVP to at least get to, if not win, a Super Bowl?
That's what I think. For Lamar, I think that's the goal, Skip. I don't think he's worried about what it would mean for him to get past the Chiefs. And I think for him, to me, what I mean by that is I think that probably would mean more to somebody like a Joe Burrow and a Josh Allen. Like Lamar is more focused on winning it for real. Because, he want to put the ring next to those MVPs because obviously, he know how it goes. He know that at the end of the day, we looking for the ring. If you could keep your MVPs, we looking, Aaron got 4 of them in one ring.
Yeah.
So You know how that is. So
Okay.
I think at the end of the day, that's what Lamar. That's legacy for Lamar.
So if it is San Francisco and Baltimore in the Super Bowl, are you going Lamar over Kyle?
No, I'm going 49ers, and that's just I'm picking. That's straight up heart. Straight up heart. Straight up heart.
Straight heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up heart.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Lamar winning it all, and I do offer condolences to you for what happened last Saturday night because I was with
man,
you,
I appreciate
rooting
it
for you, and it was close, man. You had every opportunity, and you're just the youngest team in pro football couldn't quite cash one opportunity, just one opportunity, and we're having a different conversation.
And I just be wanting them to know how hard it is to get to just to that point. Like, it's not, that's why when you asked me about the guy who said we're going to the Super Bowl, it's like, nah, it's not that easy.
No, it's not that easy. All right. Thank you. I love you, man. We'll look forward to seeing you next Friday at this same moment. Thank you very much. Up next, we got to talk LeBron because we've gone a whole, thank you. We've gone a whole show without talking about LeBron, but he just broke another record, 20 All-Star games. How big a deal is that or no big deal? We debate next.
You know it's like Devin and all my second lookers. And I got bros with extra blookers. And I got Nina and I got Maggie and they both got extra sisters.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.